Hey y'all, this is Coach Charlene, and I am going to try and do a little quick video on market entries. Um, I'm just going to start with the clean slate, and let's see, we go to template, and we go to my girls going Forex. Wow, look at that jump there. Okay, I see what's going on. All right, there we go. So that's, what is this? This is the Euro British Pound 15-minute chart. All right. So the first thing I want to do is go to do my multi-frame analysis so we can see what the market is doing. Right now, the market, I can see that on the 15-minute chart, the market is in very tight consolidation here, not much up and down movement. The market is moving sideways. And overall, this is overall consolidation because you can see that the market is just moving sideways. You had a nice uptrend over here, series of higher highs. High, next candlestick, higher, 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 higher. Series of higher highs. So we know that even though you had this big uptrend over here, overall, the market has been in consolidation. So the major trend for this chart on the 15-minute chart is consolidation, and then the current trend, last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candlesticks consolidation. So, but let's go to the multi-frame analysis. And we see that on the daily chart, the market is in consolidation. You had a big downtrend, a little bit of an uptrend, and now this is consolidation. So the first thing I want to do is plot the highs and the lows on the daily chart so that I can see where the market has been. And now I also want to look at where it's been over the past week or so, because these are pretty much going to be the boundaries, where I'll expect the market to be ranging in the smaller time frames. So this is one, well, that's today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, all right. So that's the range where the market is currently moving. So we'll expect that everything that we look at in these smaller time frames will be between this 89739 and 89833. All right, so that's what we have. This is what we have on the daily. So now when I shift over to the 4-hour, and you see, over the last couple of days, the market has pretty much stayed within that range that I mentioned. So, but now we see some more levels of support and resistance. Like for instance here, let's change the color. Okay, so you see, as this candlestick is going up, it hit here, but didn't do a consistent breakthrough. Went back down. Started here, went up, but it wasn't a consistent breakthrough. So then got over here, went down, 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 and finally on this candlestick it broke through. So this was a pretty good line of support and resistance for a while. So right now, at this candlestick, this line is resistance. But then once you've gotten up here, if the market goes down, this line then becomes support. So that's how a line can be resistance at one point and then support at another point. Now, you can always kind of tell where support and resistance lines will go because you can see where the market is hitting and not going through. And the more points of connection, the more times it hits that same line, or a line where you have a reversal. You started off going up and then coming back down, down, down. Like this could be another line of support and resistance. This could be a line. But you want the strongest lines, and the strongest lines are where you have the most points of connection. So and you want to have at least 3. So here we have 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I'll take it down to the 1 hour now. And you'll see that, okay, we have a lot of space. Ooh, that's a lot of pips. So we have a lot of space here, but see how this line from the 4-hour chart held nicely, and it shows a very strong line of resistance here. Even though this line came from the 4-hour chart, and I'm now on the 1-hour chart. So what do we have here? All right, we've got one line right here. And you see how using the different colored lines lets you know where they came from. So seeing that this line of support and resistance came from the 4-hour, and we can see that it's a pretty strong line here in the 1 hour. So not right now, because we have consolidation here, there's no real good trade entry over here. But I just want to point out a couple of things. So for instance, here you have a very strong downtrend. You get to the bottom of the downtrend and you got a tweezer bottom right here. So this candlestick closed to confirm the tweezer bottom. And then the next thing, on the next candlestick, you have this breakthrough of resistance. So as soon as when this candle breaks through, you would enter into a buy because it's going up. And you would say, I would say, break out at resistance 0.883, 0.739. And then because I had that breakout and I had this tweezer bottom, and I'm putting that there, and because that's where it is right here. So because of this tweezer bottom and the breakout of resistance here, that's going to have me enter into a buy. Now, you know how you need support and resistance lines for your take profit and stop loss. So I'm going to cancel that. So, but you see, I don't have anything below here. I don't have anything below this line, and the next line above is really high. So that's telling me that I need more lines. So what do? I add them. So here's a good line right here. You've got 2 points. Sometimes you're not going to get 3, but I've got those 2. And you can always zoom out to see if there are more lines. Right now they're not, but this is why I can have 2 points. That's almost there, so 3 points. And that one's pretty close, so that's 4 points of connection. Then when I look through here, I see a line right about here. So I got that one in, and I'm seeing more points of connection over here. So now, because I had this, because I had this tweezer bottom here, and then the breakthrough of resistance here, I can say that's why I entered into a buy at 0.88739. Set my take profit at the next line, which is right here, and that is 0.88862, and my stop loss is at right here, 0.88644. I don't know if y'all can tell, I'm really squinting to try and see these numbers. That's why I say please don't use those pastel colors for your support and resistance lines, because I can't see them. I can't see the numbers, the prices here on the sides when you use those numbers. So, and then the other thing that you have to do is put your arrow in to show where you entered the trade. And up, you're using up arrow for a buy, and you use a down arrow for a sell. And so this setup shows me exactly why this trade was entered into. Now, for your homework this week, you have to actually execute trades. So, unfortunately, right now, there's nothing here. You would not enter a trade here because this is tight consolidation. Look at that. There's from 89195 to this one That's the high, pretty much. There's not much movement here at all, so you would not be entering into a trade. Let's see what else we got. What else is on this chart? All right, so you have a downtrend coming, and then you have a tweezer bottom here or a morning star here. So you could enter into a trade here, and that would also be in a buy. Yeah, you could have this tweezer bottom, and then you would have to wait for a break above this line again, and that's how that would get you to enter into a trade. You have this tweezer bottom, then breakthrough of resistance, and so you'd be entering your trade most likely on this candlestick. Okay, let's see what's on the 30-minute chart. Okay, so still consolidation, so I don't have any trade setups there. Let's see what's going on the Aussie Japanese yen. Okay, so looks like there could be a trade opportunity. There's a trade opportunity here. So go to my coach template. All right, so we've got on the daily chart, got the high and the low, and as you go on, you will be able to do this a little faster. You'll be able to spot your points of support and resistance very quickly. This is a good line right here. The market came up, did not do a sustained breakthrough, and went back down, down, down. Market was going down, hit this line, and started going back up. So definitely these are two strong lines of support and resistance. Even here, markets coming down, hit it, did not break through, started going back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the high of the week was there. So the market for the past week has been ranging between these two lines. Now go over to the 4-hour chart, and here's that same range again, and notice here's a good place here, so let's put a line there. And practice this, and it'll become almost second nature to you. This is a strong line here. Looks like another strong line here. Yep. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a strong line there. Let's see, one more line right about there. Now go over to the 1 hour. Okay. And so there's a strong downtrend coming along here. You hit a tweezer bottom, and then you're going into the uptrend. So this would have been a good place to enter into a buy. Or you have this strong uptrend and a tweezer top, or evening star. And so because of that, you could enter into a sell. This is on the 1 hour chart. Now, so let's say, for instance, if you were over here and you wanted to enter into a trade, but you see that you're at the top of the chart, how are you going to see where the next lines of resistance possibly, support or resistance possibly could be? So you can definitely zoom out, and the other thing that you can do is scale down your screen. What do I mean? Okay, you see my cursor moving around? I go over here to where the numbers are and click and drag down. And lo and behold, there's that other line that I plotted on the 4 hour chart. So I can scale it up or scale it down. And that can show you other lines that weren't quite visible before. And so now I know that I have this other line that came from my 4 hour chart. See, I plotted this line here on the 4 hour chart, and I move over to the 1 hour chart, and there it is. So, alrighty. Let's see if it's anything. So you got a nice uptrend going on right now. So depending on what happens next will determine whether or not you get another good candlestick pattern so you could enter into a trade. And that's pretty much what you'd be looking for, is a reversal. So like on this one, we can call this a trend. We got 5 candlesticks. If you call this a trend, then you've got an evening star right here. Where am I? On the 15-minute. So that should be, oops, that should be purple. And you need another line. But even if you didn't have a line, you scale that down. So, and now I can reveal the lines that came from the earlier, larger time frames. You can enter into a sell. For sake of argument, I'm just going to put a line right there. Once this candlestick closes, then you could enter into a sell here, which would take profit here, your stop loss here, and you put your arrow to mark the candlestick that you entered into the trade. So I can see where you entered into the trade. Let's see if I can find any other good trade setups. Nothing there. That's the one thing with trading at night that I find difficult, finding good trade setups. Because those candlestick patterns can become so important. Because if you just jump in willy-nilly, like, okay, you see all of these green candlesticks going up, and you're like, wow, look at all those pips. And you could jump in right here, and then the market goes back down. Well, you didn't have any confirmation that it was going to continue upwards. So if you have to have tools to help you decide when to enter into the market. If you just jump in, you're going to lose money every single time. You may win a few, but you'll lose more often than you win. So you get to the top. When you get to the top of the trend, the uptrend, say, and you have a tweezer top here, that's indicating a reversal. But it's also why you wait for the next candlestick, because you see we didn't actually have that reversal. We don't know what the market is going to do. If it could go up and continue the uptrend, and then at that point you would be looking to possibly continue on with the trading with the uptrend. But there's no indicator here that would lead me to enter into a trade right now. So I just have to just say, wow, look at all those pips, and just move on. Nothing. We did this one. EuroCAD. Okay, so that's been trending downward. Nothing. What else we got? The Euro JPY template. Okay, so all right, here's a good one. Now I'm going to skip the multi-frame analysis for right now. Okay, so we got a downtrend right here. We have a tweezer bottom. We also have a morning star. So I'm going to use the morning star. So we have a morning star, and you really want to circle what this is supposed to be, because if you can't point out exactly what you want me to look at, I can't guess. I need you to really do whatever you can to make sure I can see what it's supposed to be. So we have a morning star, and that's right here. And then we also had a breakout at resistance 132.042. So because I had the breakout here, because I waited for confirmation that there's the reversal, and the confirmation is the close of this candlestick to enter, to show that the pattern, and then the next candlestick confirmed the reversal. So you would put your arrow. You probably want to, technically it should be this candlestick. So there, and then I would say I'm going to buy, and just to see how it's just above this line of support, line of resistance, where I had the breakthrough at resistance 132.042. So that's what caused, because I had this morning star and the breakthrough of resistance. That's why I entered into this buy. And so my take profit, my take profit will be at this next, how did I do that? This next line, come on. I hate sometimes, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but sometimes the MT4 freezes up. And so when it does, you're just kind of stuck for a minute and waiting for it to unfreeze. But you'll see that we entered into the trade here. It shows my buy over here. My take profit is going to be here above where I entered, and my stop loss is going to be below where I entered. And that's how it's all tied to your support and resistance lines. And this trade will more than likely go for a gain, because I had my pattern. There we go. I don't know where. Okay, here's my take profit. So let me just move it up a little bit so we can see it. My take profit is here, tied to this line, and then my stop loss. My stop loss. Come on, thing. My stop loss is here. My stop loss is here, tied to this line of support and resistance. So now I document it, and I say buy at 132.052 and take profit at 132.079, and my stop loss at 132.022. And that is a perfect trade setup. We had our morning star, or you could have said tweezer bottom, either or, but you waited for this candlestick to close to confirm the pattern, and then you didn't do anything until the next pattern to confirm your breakthrough. And then once you have your breakthrough, then at that point, you have your pattern, you have your breakthrough, and then either your buy or your sell. your transaction is always going to be in the direction that the market is going. So if it's going up, you're entering into a buy. If it's going down, you're entering into a sell. You show the arrow of where the candlestick that you entered into the trade, and you document it, screenshot it. You can screenshot it and then save it so that you can circle if you can't get this close so that I can see it right away. You're going to have to screenshot it, copy it into like Word or PowerPoint, maybe not PowerPoint, Word or Publisher, and then draw your circles on it there. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what, I'll even demonstrate that. So I do print screen, and then I'm going to open up Microsoft Word. I hope this video will pick up this portion of it. Come on. Okay, we're going to pick a blank document. I did a screenshot, and so now I paste the screenshot on here. Now, the next thing I do, well, before that, let me just enlarge this a bit so we can see it. Now, next thing I want to do is put in a shape. And I'll take a circle. And then, of course, we got to say no fill, because you got to be able to see what you're working with. Okay, so I've got my morning star circled. Now, some of you have said you have trouble with circling it and then getting it to carry over. So the next thing you want to do is select all. I went select objects, and so, oops, I'm going to say select all. No, that's not right either. I'm going to say select objects, and I'm going to draw. See how my selection is big enough to cover the chart, the picture of the chart, and also the circle. And now, both items should be, no, they're not. All right, well, okay, so now it looks like both of them are selected, and then you say save as a picture. And let me put this in my GGFX. And I'm going to call this, I'll just call it sample. And now if I go over there to it, oh, my circle didn't come through. Oh, well. All right, so that didn't work. Oh, well. But anywho, back over here, you see that it's moving upward towards our profit level. So, oh, I didn't even, name this. I didn't say what this is. So we have the Euro, JPY, the major trend up and down between support and resistance zones, no definitive up or down. So this is consolidation. And at the point we entered the trade, the current trend was the downtrend. We had the reversal to the uptrend, but the trend at the time was the downtrend. And that is that trade. I'm trying to wait to see if this thing is going to go all the way to the take profit. I really want to see it. I really would like to see it go to the take profit for you. But I know this video is going to get kind of long if I don't end it soon. But we'll give it maybe another minute or two. See, it's looking like it wants to go. It's trying to get there. And the question is it going to stop at this line of resistance, or is it going to break through? Right now it's holding, but it looks like it wants to break through and give us our profits. And this is a good example of what we mean by support and resistance. So right now, this line of support of resistance is holding. And so the question is, are we going to break through or not? And see, it held here a couple of times before it went down. This line down here held for a while, and you had the reversal. And I don't know. I don't think it has enough oomph. The market may not have enough oomph to break through. Now, if we had our take profit right on the line, we probably could have gotten it. So if it pushes back up, I always like to go just below or just above, just so I can see the lines. But when you're trying to get graded on something, it's probably best to be able that whoever is grading it can see it. It's pushing, and the bulls are trying to maintain control. The bulls are the green candlesticks, and they try to push the market upwards, and the bears are the red candlesticks, and they're trying to push the market downwards. So bullish momentum is upward momentum. Bearish momentum is downward momentum. A bullish candlestick is a green candlestick. A bearish candlestick is a red candlestick. It's almost there. It's almost there. Come on, bulls. And there you have it. Broke through and gave us our take profit. And that was a good trade. And it's likely that the market may go even further. We're about at the end of the 15-minute period, so we'll see what happens. So that's a good market entry and trade setup, pattern identification, and a good trade. All righty.